The power of radio is in your hands. You can play. You can pause.
Rewind.
You can download. It's Vicalonia Radio. Solely for your listening pleasure. You are listening to your number one online edutainment radio.
Did you know that the greatest gift you can give your family and the world is a healthy you? To learn about your health and get tips to maintain a healthy lifestyle, tune in to Health Focus on Vicalonia Radio at 10 a.m. on weekdays. Your greatest wealth is your health. Stay healthy.
Good morning and welcome to your favorite show, Health Focus, on Vicalonia Radio. I'm your new host, Dr. Purity, for today. And today we'll be looking at a condition known as Sickle Cell Disease or Sickle Cell Anemia, Hemoglobin S or SS. And according to the National Health, Lung and Blood Institute, it has been found that one baby in 13 Black African American babies is born with sickle cell trait, and about 1 in about 265 Black or African American baby is born with sickle cell disease. So in today's show, I'll be taking you through the causes of this condition, the types, the signs and symptoms, prevention and management.
Oga, abeg, you get any good malaria medicine wey dey effective wey no go get odor too much?
Madam, shey na that type you dey find? I get am. This one na Lomapil. E no dey smell, e no bitter at all, and e dey work sharp. Oya, take go try am.
Okay, thank you, Oga.
Lumapil, yo na helele, don't finish. Lumapil, don't finish.
Lumapil, a formulation of Artemether and Lumefantrine, a product of Pharmatex Industries Limited. Innovations for healthier life. Available in all pharmacy stores nationwide.
Thank you all, Lumapil.
Diamond Mobile app has been upgraded with awesome new features like Isusu, which helps you save with your friends in groups or save by yourself. It also includes a self-service feature where you can adjust your transfer limits, request debit cards, and many more. With over 2 million users on board, Diamond Mobile is really going beyond banking. Diamond, your bank.
Do you know that you can advertise your business and brand to thousands of listeners on Vicalonia Radio?
Oh yes, and at a very, very cheap and affordable rate. For as low as 1,000 Naira, you can advertise with us.
Simply call us on 081 39 36 3906. On Vicalonia Radio, we give a new life to your business.
You are listening to your number one online edutainment radio.
Sickle cell disease is a group of inherited red blood cells disease. People who have sickle cell disease have an abnormal protein in their red blood cells called hemoglobin S. It is a protein in the red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout the body. So people who have sickle cell disease inherit 2 abnormal hemoglobin genes, one from each parent. That's why couples planning to get married have to get their blood tested to know their genotype. Now we'll be looking at the types of sickle cell disease. We have the hemoglobin SB0 thalassemia. We have another type, hemoglobin SB plus thalassemia. We have the hemoglobin SC, the hemoglobin SD, hemoglobin SE, and hemoglobin SS. In all these types of sickle cell disease, at least one of the 2 abnormal genes causes a person's body to make hemoglobin S. When a person has 2 hemoglobin S genes, the disease is called sickle cell anemia, and that is the most common and most often severe type of sickle cell disease. Hemoglobin SC disease and hemoglobin SB thalassemia are 2 other common types, whereas SD and hemoglobin SE are much less common. Signs and symptoms of this condition. As we all know, sickle cell disease is a lifelong illness. The severity of the disease varies widely from person to person. But the early signs and symptoms of sickle cell disease includes painful swelling of the hands and feet, symptoms of anemia. Anemia is a low hemoglobin concentration. The symptoms include fatigue, extreme tiredness, and jaundice. In infants or children, anemia is mainly caused by the aplastic crisis, which is usually caused by the parvovirus B19 that causes their bone to stop producing new red blood cells, thereby leaving them in severe anemia. Or another cause of the anemia is when the red blood cells get trapped in the spleen. The spleen is an organ in your abdomen, upper part of your left abdomen, that fills blood and destroys the old red blood cell. So when your blood cells get trapped in the spleen, it causes it to enlarge, thereby leaving few red blood cells in circulation. Also, over time, sickle cell disease can lead to complications such as infections, delayed growth, and episode of pain called pain crisis, which could be triggered by high altitude, illness, stress, dehydration, or temperature change. Most children who have sickle cell disease are pain-free between crises, but adolescents and adults may also suffer with chronic ongoing pain. Over a lifetime, sickle cell disease can harm a patient's spleen, brain, eyes, lung, liver, heart, kidneys, penis, joints, bone, or skin. Looking at the management, a blood or bone marrow transplant is currently the only cure for sickle cell disease, and only a small number of people who have sickle cell disease are able to have the transplant. Though there are effective treatments that can reduce all these other symptoms we've mentioned before and prolong life, such as health maintenance to prevent complication, whereby your doctor takes some certain steps like educating the families about the disease and what to watch out for, examining the person, doing some tests, giving medicines and immunization, and performing different types of tests. Now also, you can also prevent infections by giving antibiotics like penicillin. You can also prevent infection by giving vaccines like the influenza vaccine, where a person who has this condition takes a shot every year at the start of flu season, and it begins from the age of 6 months. Or the meningococcal vaccine that is given at months 2, 4, 6, 12, and 15 months. And then the booster vaccine is given 3 years after, and then every 5 years after that. And also, they also receive the pneumococcal vaccine. Now, also, we also have to manage some of the complications which we have mentioned early of this condition, like the pain. I will tell the person to drink a lot of water and take the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs for the pain, like ibuprofen. For the anemia, that can be life-threatening. The person needs to be transfused, and that can be done in a hospital environment. So if peradventure you have this condition, you need to come to the hospital and have proper management of this condition so it doesn't lead to the complication. And for you also who is planning to get married and have children, in order for you not to give birth to a child with this condition known as sickle cell disease, you need to check your blood group. If your blood group if you have the traits probably AS or SS, you should have a wide knowledge about the type of person's blood group who you need to get married to, in order not to give birth to a person that will have the hemoglobin SS gene and have all these conditions we've mentioned. Then also there is a drug, the hydroxyurea is an oral medicine that has been shown to reduce or even prevent several sickle cell disease complications for those already having the condition. Your doctor can also prescribe that for you to help you in preventing several sickle cell disease complications. So, having said this, we've come to the end of today's show. Stay healthy. Keep listening to Viclonia Radio. You can follow us up on Twitter, Facebook. Drop your comments, drop your questions, and they'll be answered. Thank you so much for your audience.